Welcome back to another episode of Fixie Points, the show where you send in photos of your builds in order to be roasted and arbitrarily awarded Fixie Points. And just to be clear, Fixie Points is purely for fun and entertainment and does not reflect my actual opinion of your guys' bikes. And even if it did, my opinion of your guys' bikes doesn't matter. But what really matters is whether you enjoy owning and actually riding your bike. What's up? I'm Zach Gallardo. Life is short, but don't make it shorter. Be sure to ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous, and consider subscribing to watch more fixed gear videos just like this one and ones that are better than this one. Because I want to be abundantly clear, Fixie Points don't matter. But if we're talking about things that do matter, I want to give a shout out to our channel sponsor, Wabi Cycles, for making fixed gear videos like this one possible. If you want to learn more about the only bike that I own and the bike that I ride on a daily basis, consider sticking around at the end of the video to learn more about them. Now let the roasting and the arbitrary awarding of Fixie Points begin. It's a running joke at this point where you either die a fixed gear rider or you see yourself live long enough to become a roadie. Red and white Specialized Langster with stripes, because both of those things obviously make you go faster. Aero tubing with a proprietary aero carbon seat post, so you can volunteer to give Specialized even more of your money. SL pedals, because if you get off your bike and walk, you're riding your bike wrong. A slammed stem with compact drops to compensate for the fact that you're using a slammed stem. But probably the most important thing about this photo, this ambition lives everywhere. Calendar, because if you're not ambitious and you're riding your bike, then you're doing it wrong. And if you're not driving through Strava segments to get KOMs, then you're doing it wrong as well. I want to say that you're a roadie in a fixed gear rider's clothing, but just one look at this photo, you're just a roadie in roadie's clothing. Not because you and everyone in this photo is wearing cycling kit, but because there is not a single smile on any of the faces in this photo of people riding bikes. You get plus 22 Fixie points, but you get plus 51 roadie points. Overall, I must say that I'm liking this build. I'm a big fan of black cranks and a silver chainring, and the Omniums with the ARN chainring are a nice combination, even on this steel bike. And the fact that you have a slam stem on your low pro bike speaks volumes to how you probably ride this bike pretty hard, and you didn't just buy a low pro bike for the looks, like a lot of other people who put risers and tall stems on their low pros. While I'm personally not a fan of sticker bombing, I think that it can look good if you do it right. You did not do it right, and you left gaps between your stickers that are bigger than the one between Mike Tyson's teeth. Another thing I don't get is the tennis ball in the front wheel, and for some reason you decided to source your tennis ball from the inside of an English bulldog's jowls. This is also the most hideous valve cap that I've ever laid my eyes upon, and this is my first time actually seeing these decorative dice valve caps actually on a bike and not just in the clearance bin at Walmart. Plus 54 Fixie points. This bike looks like it skips its elective to sneak out behind the dumpsters to smoke cigarettes and listen to My Chemical Romance. And while the amounts of black on your bike suggests that you're probably an edgelord that thinks life is meaningless, you at least have a good enough head on your shoulders to run a front and a rear brake on a fixed gear and to wear a helmet so that you can continue to live your life telling people in the YouTube comment section that the things that they enjoy are pointless and that life is meaningless. This bike could use a little bit more black though. That seat post collar sticks out more than your goth ass does when your mom drags you to church every Sunday. This misunderstood Wabi Lightning that probably still wears Tokyo hotel shirts gets a 100% unbiased 100 Fixie points. I gotta say that you guys who are submitting these super pistas and pista concepts really know how to build cool bikes. That matte blue with the silver components looks really nice, even if Bianchi always tries to advertise their toothpaste. And the details that you chose, from the matching saddle and bar tape, the twine finish on your bar tape, the fact that you're riding track drops on a track bike, because dang it, track drops are cool no matter how impractical they are. All of these things make this build come together very nicely. Plus 93 Fixie points. As cool as this bike is, something I really don't understand about it is the giant seat mast, and then it requires a seat post. It's just like this big old thing that's there to scratch your seat post. And thank you for including what seat post you have, because it clearly matters here. The least you could have done is taking a photo of your bike straight on. Pro tip, you have another hand that you can use to take a photo. But even then, it's like, why this background? You could have at least used one of these nasty, scuffed up walls. Even better, you could have gone to a better location. The thing that you're taking a picture of can take you places, but obviously you don't want to be off the bike too much because you have SPDSL pedals and you don't want to waddle around town like a penguin. No, the photo really is just that blurry. You say that this is your bike, and if so, it's a pretty nice bike. Looking at the quality of your photos, it looks like they were stolen 5, 6, 7 times over, just through layers and layers of screenshotting, uploading, and compression. And now you're just trying to pass this off as your bike for fake validation from a stranger on the internet. This bike, whomever it may belong to, and whomever took these photos, that's plus 75 Fixie Points. Ooh, I thought the last one looked deep fried, but oh. It's like you took this photo and just went straight into Instagram and then just turned brightness, contrast, sharpness, and saturation all the way up, because more is better, right? It's a Black Label version 2 that somehow has worse components than the stock components. You at least have the decency to try to color match your grips to your wheels, so at the very least, your whole bike can look hideous rather than just the wheels. The Rocket Pop Black Label, where it looks like somebody over the age of 65 wearing bifocals edited this photo, gets plus 31 Fixie Points. It's fine. I took a much better pic. Shake my head. This has to be a troll. Like, this has to be, you have to be trolling. It's non-drive side and in the dark and blurry. How is this better? Like, you have to be pulling my leg. Are you playing 4D chess here, where you're pretending to be so bad at taking photos and just unaware of the proper etiquettes for fixie photos, and then you take a non-drive side blurry one in the dark? Or are you actually just that unaware and you think that this is better because it's outside? The reason I tell people to go outside is because there's more light. But when there's when you're taking a picture at nighttime, and why is this bike on your bed? I mean, I like bikes, but I ain't sleeping with my bikes is what I'm saying. That's gonna need some band-aids. I can already tell that you're the roommate that never does his dishes and that doesn't flush the toilet. Get plus 10 Fixie Points. Yo dude, this is my bike, frame custom built by yours truly. CAD and CNC engineered hollow ash and beech hardwoods. Whenever someone refers to themselves as yours truly, especially to a stranger on the internet, what a tool. But he's an engineer, so he probably takes that as a compliment. This is our prototype. It's the only one in existence, working on a customer's frame now. I'm sorry, whoever gave you money for this. China carbon wheels, but if you're riding a wooden frame set, you're probably gambling with your life. Anyway, it is a fun conversation piece if you don't know how to make friends and talk to strangers, and you rely on people coming to you to start conversations no matter how lonely you are. But I think that this bike would make for better flooring than for a bicycle. This bike gets plus 61 Fixie Points. This bike is a great example of how the sum of parts can be lesser than those parts individually. I just can't get over this shade of red. It looks like delicious tomato sauce. Just because you have a lot of money for your bike doesn't mean that your bike is going to be cool, but you have a good eye in choosing an aesthetic, rustic, wooden, exposed barn door for your photo, because nothing screams I'm a hipster techie more than having a frame set that is handmade in SF and then finding some exposed wood as a backdrop for your photo. Your stem looks like one of those dogs that swallowed a bee. It really looks like you keep your cycling cap on when you go inside the cafe and to drink your tiny coffee, just to let everybody know that you ride a bike. This programmer at a startup of a bike gets plus 77 Fixie Points. Custom frame set from Ally Express. I didn't know Ally Express sold Cinelli Mashes. I think that's a testament to the true quality of Cinelli Mashes. But I've seen this exact bike before. I feel like I should just ban Cinelli Mashes with Thompson bits and Omniums, and because literally every hipster with a credit card has one. Your chain looks like it's made out of Fruity Pebbles. You chose the worst color for a Surly Steamroller, probably because it was on clearance and nobody likes this color. Surly literally calls this color drink more water yellow. And with your water bottle, I can see that you're using your bike's color as a metric as to whether you're properly hydrated or not. So good for you for being healthy. Mildly dehydrated steamroller gets plus 45 Fixie Points. Judging from your giraffe neck of a seat post and your saddle angle, this bike looks like it's too small for you. Having this stem with this much stack makes it look like you're afraid of commitment. Your bike makes me think that you're the type of person that would toast your Wonder Bread if you wanted to add a bit more excitement to your meal. This gets a safe and unassuming plus 50 Fixie Points. And the winner for this episode of Fixie Points is the Tokyo Hotel Wabi Lightning with 100 unbiased Fixie Points. Congratulations, you win nothing because Fixie Points mean nothing. But speaking of Wabi Lightnings, shout out to Wabi Cycles for sponsoring the channel and making these videos possible. Wabi makes it easy for me to ride Wallace, my Wabi Special, as my only bike as I travel throughout Asia, since every one of Wabi's design choices are meticulously made to give the purest ride quality for the money. And Wabi executes those choices perfectly, handmade by master craftsmen in Taiwan and a friendly bike shop in Denver, Colorado that is eager to answer your questions and get you on a bike you'll love. Wabi's relentless attention to detail results in Wallace, my 58cm Wabi Special, weighing in at 17.5 pounds or 7.97 kilograms straight out of the box with no carbon components. That results in the best riding experience I've ever had with a snappy, lively ride quality that only top-tier steel can bring. If you're looking for a bike that could very well put an end to your search for the perfect bike, consider checking out Wabi Cycles linked at the top of the description, because it really is the closest thing that I've ridden to the perfect bike. Remember to give this video a thumbs down if you disliked it and leave a comment to let me know how I can improve it. But give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and remember to hit the subscribe button so YouTube can know to recommend you more fixed gear videos just like this one, and ones that are better than this one. Stop watching me right now if you haven't ridden your bike yet today, because life is short but don't make it shorter, so ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous, even if it is just around the block or just on the rollers.